All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to tonight's webinar. This is going to be a good one, right? I'm going to scan the crypto market, and in the process, I'm going to show you how that process works, how I'm actually doing the market scan, and if I find an interesting setup, I will show you, how my trading style and my system works. All right, guys, but before we head into the actual shots, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Prime XBT is the most powerful trading platform offering immediate access to over 30 assets. Trade cryptocurrencies, forex, commodities, stock indices, and much more, all from a single Bitcoin settled account. Visit the link below and start trading on Prime XBT in minutes.
Birb Network is an interoperable DeFi ecosystem offering token pre-sales, staking as a service, project incubation, and much more. Visit thebirbnest.com/Birb. Globe is an upcoming crypto derivatives exchange offering up to 100 times leverage on crypto and DeFi perpetual contracts. Sign up for early rewards at thebirbnest.com/Globe. Radix is the first Layer 1 protocol built specifically to serve DeFi. More information at thebirbnest.com/Radix. Hbar is democratizing finance by creating the most secure, transparent, and user-friendly ecosystem of DeFi products. To learn more, visit thebirbnest.com/Hbar.
All right, what's up, guys? So before we start, hit that like button. I know there's a lot of you who's watching and not hitting that like button. Just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic. All right, guys. We have a limit offer going on in the Birb Nest, as you probably know. We are, this has been a fantastic time. This, Traders Congress. We have been running these last couple of weeks, and it's running to its end, right? And after the Congress, we're going to increase the prices. So we're giving you a pretty good offer here to, put a 30% discount on the current prices. Before we actually increase the prices. So definitely check that out. You can, the code is, where's the code? The discount code is right here. I'm going to show it later. I'm going to show it later in the video. I will show the discount code. All right, so any questions, any shortening requests or anything you want me to take a look at, feel free to ask them in the chat and we will take a look. Before that, I'll have a sip from my sipper cup. Let's see, Troll Dump is here. One of my long-term supporter, Litecoin. Let's pump Litecoin. Before that, I mean, look at that. So Rune has really been performing quite nicely. I'm very glad that we did call this in the Birb Nest. I had a discussion with Aperture. And I remember we actually posted this while where we had that Elliott Wave webinar. And yes, I will check EGLD as well. All right, so we got a lot of views today. Awesome. That's fantastic. Remember to hit that. I wish you were my dad. I wish you were my dad or brother. We could be both, right? All right. So yeah, let's go. I want to can I go through this setup right here? And of course, we have a giveaway. You can actually win 1 month free access to the Nest Club or calls only. Let me actually check what's that. It's 1 month's Nest Club access, right? So you can win 1 month access to Nest Club. What you have to do is you visit the link in the description below and you view the video, because during the video I will show you the secret code to the giveaway and also the very, very top secret code for the 30% discount, right? So less of that, more trading, right? More trading. Rune BTC, let's take a look at this one, right? So we have the let's go through the chart here from start to finish. Like where did I come up with the idea to possibly make a trade on this? Of course, we're gonna take a look at Bitcoin also, of course, and we're gonna go do a complete market scan and complete analysis of the health of the market, so to speak. So yeah, we had a nice breakout here, but it's better visible on the like it's much clearer on the 4 hour here. So we have a decent breakout here on the 4 hour. Go to the 1 hour, you see that there's some type of bounce at the 20 EMA and 1 hour with stochastics kind of flipping bullishly here. So what it's a little blurry. Is it blurry? Well, it's maybe a little bit, but I'm watching it down in my second screen here. It should be good. Like the quality should be good. If you have any questions of what prices, I'm gonna try to say what price I'm looking at. If because usually that's the problem with these streams, is because the prices are actually not that clearly defined. But it doesn't really matter here because this is just a review of the actual trade or walkthrough. So basically what I look for is I mostly look for a break and retest, right? So I look for and this is my swing trading system, looking at all coins. So usually what I do is I look at a resistance area. Like I want to see, because obviously right now the market is so bullish, we don't really want to short anything. So we only look for longs, right? Especially on long coins. So we're watching this level right here. It's obviously some type of resistance area. I could argue that this is a resistance as well, but because that's a very clear level and that wick right there, I mean, we want to basically go long and break and retest. That's what it's all about, right? So we want to go long on a break and retest right there. So let's see, we got a break. Boom, that's the break, right? Now, one way to trade is could be, well, that's not really a clean breakout, but let's see if we can get something else, right? I don't know, price is getting a bit choppy here, so I would not take the trade here immediately. I would like to see some type of rounded bottom here to kind of confirm that price is now respecting this level as support and it's starting to move upwards. So in this case right here, what I'm looking for is like the next level above on the lower time frames, which is this level right here. So I want to see a break. Now I want to see a break and retest of that level. So because a break and retest of that level absolutely confirms this level as support, and we now have a better entry area above, right? So let's see, or not, maybe not even, it doesn't really have to be a break and retest. It could be just enter inside this area if the market structure prior to that move into that area, it looks good on the lower time frames. I'm going to explain that more in detail. So looking at the 1 hour here, we hit the 20. We hit the 20 EMA on the 1 hour right here. Look at the 4 hour. Let's see. Yeah, so we're kind of getting that move that I'm looking for right here. We tapped that 20 EMA on the 1 hour, and we're getting a bull cross on the stochastics RSI. And we see it going, from below 20 to above 20, and right below 20, you have a bull cross right there. And that's one of my entry trigger. I'm looking at Rune Bitcoin using the replay function. So currently we're looking at the candle from 12th of May, 2200. So that's the bull cross right here on the RSI. So that's one of my entry triggers, right? Hit a, EMA. And we have that 382 Fib. Actually, I draw that. Let's move forward. This is where the interesting stuff happens. That's the high of the Fib, right? And we will most likely have a break and retest of that green zone right there. And it's happening right here, and that will most likely be the bounce, right? Yeah. So that's going to be the entry, right? When you have a price is now respecting that level as support, which makes me believe that this is definitely a major support area, and the stochastics turning bullish below 20 when price hits that level right there, makes me think that we're now very safe to go long here, and we could use that support level as our invalidation level, because if price goes below this and back down below that support, it's most likely going lower, right? And the take profit areas for this trade right here is based on the, as always, based on the 0% fib, the -236 and the -618. And I always put my take profits right below these levels to kind of front run it, because a lot of people might be looking at these levels, and there might be a lot of sell orders stacked around that area. So if there's a lot of, if there's too many sell orders in that area, not every order might get filled, right? So you want to front run that area. And it turned out quite nicely, right? It hit the TP1 and it now hit the TP2. And to look at, well, actually, this was actually my entry, because that's the next break and retest, but it's the same. It's exactly the same principle and system. All right, so yeah, okay. So if you're on mobile, there's you could change the resolution going into settings on YouTube. Just press the cogwheel and you can change your resolution. All right. Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. And of course, on Rune, if you're in Rune, I have my stop loss at this level right here, which is 35,644 sats. And I'm taking 50% profit on this one right here. I have next is 25% profit up here. And when I take 25% profit here, I'm going to treat this as a long-term investment. I'm now taking profits on this as a short-term trade, and I'm keeping 25% open, 25% off this position open as a long-term trade. Right, so this is a very good question, a very important one. Can you tell BTC to go up, please? Yes. I would love to, pull up the shot and scream at it, but I can't, because I got my son is sleeping not very far away from me, so I can't really be yelling. But I'd like to do that right now because it feels like that might help. So yeah, I mean, let's look at Bitcoin here. So that yellow weird line right there with the yellow horizontal, that's the 20 EMA on the weekly. And, we're hitting that. And this is such a good area. I mean, this is such a strong support area. I'm really thinking that, such a high probability that we do bounce in this area, right? But we also have a major area below the long RLC of this major up move. So I've drew the RLC using that low right there to that high, and it's quite nice on the weekly. And if you look at like 12-hour, I mean the daily, it's just a very, very good area. So if you kind of encapsulates this whole area, it just looks so good. And what I'm thinking is, everyone's watching the 20 EMA on the weekly. I mean, everyone's watching the 20 EMA on the weekly, which is right here, right on the 50% fib. So that's obviously, adding some confluence to this level because of the fact that you have the high time frame 50% level is definitely adding some very strong confluence to this level as support, right? But the fact that you have the long RLC down here confluent with, if you look at the daily, it's just such a beautiful level, especially where you have the 618 right here. So yeah, max pain. I mean, the max pain scenario, the max pain scenario would definitely be like to see Bitcoin is completely dump right through like below 40. But on the weekly, like the best case scenario, I would love to see a wick down into this area, because I would definitely start buying Bitcoin here. I don't own much Bitcoin right now because I don't really like what I'm seeing. But if we actually come down into this area right here, I would definitely start averaging into a quite large position on Bitcoin. And when I say, begin averaging in, I would layer some bids here for like 25% of my position. And if we get around the bottom or something, I would start, increasing that position. And if we start seeing a low time from uptrend, I would, obviously buy more, and I would aim for a average entry around this 618 right here. So the best case scenario, get a ugly weekly wick down into this area and then close the weekly, above this level again. And it doesn't have to happen on this weekly candle. It could be like next week. So what if, this weekly candle closes below the 20 EMA in the weekly? People are going to panic, and it's probably going to dump even further right into the long RLC. And so the next weekly candle might close above the 50. So if that happens, it's just going to be a weekly fake out of the 20 EMA and weekly, right? And the bull run is most likely going to resume after that. That's what I'm thinking. And that would be just a beautiful long opportunity if that happens. So in this area right now, I'm not looking to buy Bitcoin in this area, because the area below is just so much nicer, right? But I mean, it's hard because it's not very clear. It's not very clear. So about the market scan, let's take a look at take a look at Litecoin and Ethereum. All right, so Litecoin we lost the daily 20 EMA. We're coming down to that fib is wrong. Let's switch that up to this one. What I like about Litecoin here is definitely the long RC here. Where you have the daily 50 stochastics RSI. I mean, look at this. Look at Litecoin. I like this. I really do like this. If you look at this bounce and that bounce and this bounce, the three last bounces on Litecoin, you've seen that price comes down and hits the daily 50 MA, or at least the area around the daily 50 MA, prints a daily bullish engulfing with a stochastics RSI bull cross. Same here. Daily bullish engulfing, stochastics bull cross, daily bullish engulfing, stochastics bull cross. Now, if we come down and test the 50% right here, which is right inside the long RC, if we test the daily 50 MA right here, while Bitcoin kind of dumps and tests the 618 or the 702 down in the long RC, I mean, I would be buying Bitcoin and Litecoin. I think Litecoin would be a fantastic trade down at that area. Now, let's take a look at the what areas, according to the fib, that Litecoin bounce previously is in. So let's use the same template here. And yeah, that's that bounce right into the long RLC. This daily engulfing basically engulfed the whole RLC. Just beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. Let's actually switch that up to the RLC template. All right, so let's switch to the next one. This is the next dump. Where did this happen? Well, right in the long RLC, and this is why I'll keep telling you to pay attention to the area between the 618 and the 786. Right, so where would it be logical to see Litecoin bounce? Well, I'd say, looking at the behavior of this trend, I'd say the long RLC. I guess this move is different. Maybe not. Well, not really. It happened right inside the long RLC on that one as well. So the behavior of this trend is definitely come down, hit the 702 to 618, and form a bottom here, while the stochastics RSI on a daily turns bullish. So that's my high time frame view on Litecoin. As long as we do bounce inside the long RC, I will open up a big fat long on Litecoin, because the behavior of the trend is still very, very much intact, just like on Bitcoin. However, this, RLC to RLC bouncing on Litecoin is much more obvious on Litecoin. It's not as obvious on Bitcoin because, this trend is just insane. Litecoin is much more logical, I would say, and this with the tops and the bottoms kind of makes more sense. So yeah, that's Litecoin. By the way, guys, don't forget about the giveaway. I will run the scan right now. Not the scan, the giveaway secret code, so you can use that one and go to the link in the description of the video and use that code, and you will be able to win 1 month free access to the Nest Club. And inside the Birb Nest, the Nest Club is really where it's at. That's where we are sharing webinars like this one. So I'm doing 3 webinars every week, and we have webinars every day in the Birb Nest, and they are shared to the Nest Club subscribers. So as a Nest Club subscriber, you're not only going to get the calls, you're going to get everything else in the community. So you're going to get the, my daily market updates, my webinars, you got Aperture doing webinars, you got, a trading psychologist doing webinars, and of course you have Birb doing weekly webinars as well. So it's just a lot of value. Like, obviously, it's check it out. It's honestly, like, my trading went to a whole nother level when I joined the Birb Nest. Like, that's really when my trading began for real. All right, so that's Litecoin. I like that. I think we have a pretty good overview of what Litecoin is doing right here and what levels we are looking at. Let's add that to the green list. As you can see, I have a green list here. That's a list of coins that I have found using my scanning, right? My daily scanning. So I will not my daily scanning. I do them a couple of days a week. But I'm going to show you how that works as well. First, we're going to look at Ethereum, right? Well, Ethereum. Right now, I think Litecoin is the best looking shot, right? When comparing to Ethereum and Bitcoin, because Litecoin has such a clear structure and obvious structure, especially with the behavior of the RLC. Litecoin, Ethereum on the other hand, is showing, I don't like on a daily, I don't really know what's going on here. It's just very powerful move. So you can't really judge the current market structure and the behavior of the local trend using the daily, because it's just it's a too high time frame. So on this chart right here, you will have to view the 4-hour as your higher time frames. And let me show you an example on Bitcoin and kind of show you why this makes sense, right? So let's go back using the replay function. Let's go back here. So this is Bitcoin on the weekly. You can't really do a proper analysis on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame when it looks like this. It's just, well, the analysis here is just like it's going up. That's it. And if you go to the daily, the analysis here should be, yeah, it's going up. We have a lot of green candles and it's going straight up. However, if you go up to the 4-hour, this is getting more interesting. This is now getting more interesting. The trend is clear. You have clear highs and lows. You have a clear market structure and a clear behavior. So when Bitcoin looked like this on the daily, you should probably view the 4-hour as your higher time frames. Just like on Ethereum right now, it makes no sense to really look at the daily very detailed. You should probably look at the 4-hour as your higher time frames. And now it becomes much, much clearer. What you have here is a potential reversal going on, because you now have lower lows and lower highs, and you're entering a range here, right? A potential range and a potential reversal, right? The interesting thing about Ethereum is the fact that I think it's actually right inside the long RLC right now. What I don't like about Ethereum is that there's no super clear untested support areas below. So if Bitcoin, if Ethereum is really going to dump, I'm looking at the, I don't know, like 3K, below 3K is the obvious levels, right? But we have to kind of establish some type of area. On the 4 hour, I mean, I guess we could try to look at the 1 hour and kind of invalidate this using the 1 hour. We could also view, I guess we could view this as the range that we're currently, could be the range that we're trading inside right now. I think that kind of makes sense. So if this is the range, and we're probably inside the long RLC right now. Yeah. Right there. So let's say that, this is, range low territory, range low area, if that makes sense, depending on how you draw the range. And if this is, at the range lows, and I guess you could expand this and view this area as an interesting area where you have a bullish break and mark structure with a W break and retest. It's definitely an interesting area, right? You have at the previous low and an area where you previously had a lot of buyers stepping in. And because of the fact that you are inside the long RLC, I would possibly look for a long here. Now, what I need to see here for a long to happen is obviously like the best pattern that I'm looking to trade inside the long RLC is some type of double bottom, and it needs to be clear. This one is clear, not really, but it's something like that. We have a breakout and a retest of that level. So for Ethereum, for me to go long on Ethereum, I'm looking for something similar. Obviously, this area right here would be my first take profit. I would then look to take some profits at these highs right here, because it got these highs here, resistance, 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 that wick touching that area, and that major fake out. So this is a very, very important area. And then of course the range high. So the trade might look something like this, right? You have a double bottom coming in inside the long RLC. It might look something like this, right? That would be like the perfect scenario, right? And if this is the case, you would go long in this area, would stop below the long RLC, and you take profit at the range EQ, which would be, and you might be wondering, like, where do I how do I know where to take profits? Well, it's quite easy. Let's switch to the line chart right here. I'm just going to take profit at resistance areas, and especially here, because that's also a possible range EQ area. So that would obviously be probably right there. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would help us help you if you do that. And don't forget about the giveaway. Use the link in the description. And you have the Traders Congress is actually still going. So you can go to the nestclub.com/200k sign up, and you will get to a landing page where you can sign up for the 200k, and you will also receive the discount code. You know what? I'm just gonna pull it up on the screen right there. That's the secret discount code. So go over to the Birb Nest and get your 30% discount if you pay with crypto. If you pay with crypto, you have like 10% extra. So the discount is 20%, and then you pay with crypto, which gives you a 10% extra. So pay with crypto, and a discount code will give you 30%. Right. So profit taking, I'm taking profits at resistance area. That's just it. That's everything I do. That's everything I do. And of course, also, I'll look at the fibs. Switch to that one. I will take profit most likely at the 0, -236, and the -618. So this lines up quite nicely. I want to take profit here because it's probably, most likely range EQ. So that would be my first take profit. This would be my second take profit because it's the 0% fib and resistance. This is the -236 and resistance. So I'm taking profits right there, front running that a little bit, probably down here. And then above we have when Ethereum probably breaks into new all-time highs, we have the fourth take profit, which is up right below the -618. Now you might be wondering, why am I looking at a chart? Why am I looking at a line chart? Well, I'm looking at a line chart because the chart just becomes so much cleaner and clearer. If you switch to candles, it's not as clear. I think line charts are going to remove a lot of noise, and I really do like viewing the line charts from time to time to kind of get a feeling for the highs and lows. I mean, look at the 4 hour, it's just beautiful, perfect, absolutely perfect. So that's Ethereum, and I will post all of these in my individual channel in the Birb Nest Discord, available to all Nest Club subscribers. If you want to check all the shots that I'm watching today, I will post all of these in the Discord, in the Libs42 channel. Let me just post this quickly. Right, so another one I want to look at is actually, you know what? Let's go through the questions in the chat and the charting requests. Hbar, right? Let's do Hbar. Whoa, that's a lot of levels. Wow, that must be years old. Which means I haven't looked at this one for quite some time. Yeah, so I shot this one in down here. Imagine if I just bought right here and held. Yeah, I would have been up like 1600%. Crazy. Hbar, I mean, this looks like trash. I don't get this. Like, I really have a hard time trading something like this. It's just so messy. I don't trust this. I don't trust you. I really don't like this. I don't know why, but it's just not clean. I need the shot to make sense. I need this to get over 0.35. Yeah, I need to see this get above 0.35 for me to be interested in this long term. I mean, look at that major W, and then also look at that fake out. I don't like that. If we have something like that, yeah, definitely I would go long here. But it looks pretty bad right now, so I'm not touching this. I'm putting an alert up here. So ELGD, isn't this EGLD? Yeah, I think it's EGLD. Oh, it's a lot of shit in the shot. Let's remove this. Right, daily. So after this one, I'm just going to quickly go through my, market scanning process. What I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and what I'm watching and why I'm watching it. Right. We get a trend line. We have some type of trend line here. Obviously, something going on here. That's nice to see. I will draw a channel here instead, I think. I don't know where, like something like this, probably. Make it a little bit wider. And is that a long LC? Maybe. We get a decent level right here. So I like that. We're gonna have a pretty interesting area. I don't know, maybe a bit higher here, probably. And we are going to add the fibs. Where's the fibs? Right here and right here. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting, right? Now, what we need is some type of high time frame confluence here. So the 4 hour looks good. 4 hour looks good, and we have a potential 4 hour W. So a break and retest of the 50% fib in this case would tell me that we now have a W inside the long RC, inside the trendline area, inside the support area. And do we have anything else? Do we have anything else? All right, so we have the daily 50 and the daily 20 EMA above. I don't like this. It's like if you try to force something, it's probably not good. You know, if you have to force a setup, it's probably not going to be good. But if EGLD is going to bounce, and if this trend is going to continue to the upside, this is where we are going to bounce most likely. So yeah, this is a good level if you want to be buyer of EGLD versus USDT. You should probably buy in this area. It looks pretty good, but I would like to have, like, if this was also, if the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA were below here, I would be buying. But I don't know right now. So I'm gonna add some alerts here. You can alert me when we get out of the long RC, and I will then judge price action. You know, depending on what price action is doing when it's actually breaking out of the long RC. All right, what else? What else? Egld is in RLC. Yeah, so this is what we looked at. What we looked at earlier today. Yes. So we looked at this, right? And I said that, you know, if we can form some type of bottom here, I would probably go long, but we really need that confirmation before going long. It's going to take a couple of hours to actually see this confirmation, so I'm not going to be able to go long on this because I'm probably going to be sleeping when this happens. But it's definitely looking interesting, so I'm going to add some alerts here. This is also part of my green list. All right. What is your opinion on Atom? It hit an all-time high a few days ago and today pumped while everything was dumping. Do you see hitting a new all-time high again when the market regains traction? Well, let's see. Like, fundamentally, I have no idea. I don't even know what Atom is, and honestly, like, I don't really care. So we are going to look at the technicals. Daily looks good. This looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I like that. That bounce is probably the long RC as well. Well, not really, but is it close enough depending on how the 4 hour looks? No, not really. I don't like that. All right, so if this is bullish, if this is indeed bullish, this would be the trade. Go long and bounce to the 618. Stop loss below these wicks right here, below the 702, below the daily 20 and the daily 50. This actually looks pretty good. So TP at 0, -236 and -618. So that would be the setup on Atom versus USDT. But we need to, like, we probably need to see, like, we're probably gonna get something like this, I'm thinking. And if we do get this, I would go long inside that area. I'm putting an alert right here and one alert up here. TP would be right here, here, and here. So I will post this one as well because I quite like this one. And I might even post some trade setups tonight in the Birb Nest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post these charts with a clear message saying that do not market buy, like do not buy just because I posted this. You should buy when you see the confirmation, and confirmation on this would be when price creates some type of bullish reaction inside this area. Note that the daily stochastic RSI is actually turning bullish on the bounce of the 50, and it looks pretty decent here. It looks pretty decent. I'm gonna post this one as well, and I might post a couple of trade setups on whatever I find here tonight. Right, so that's Atom, and let's take a look at the next one. Right, what alts are on your watch list if we see this bigger dip? Well, this is my green list, right? So I have these ones. I guess best would be to just pause the video and check them out. So these are the ones, right, that I'm watching. And I'm gonna go through them shortly. All right. What do you think about Head and Shoulders on Bitcoin 4-hour chart daily? I don't really look at Head and Shoulders. I don't really care about Head and Shoulders. The only thing I care about is M structures or W structures, double bottoms or double tops. That's the only pattern I really care about. Head and Shoulders, I don't really care about that because it's just basically a break in market structure. So no, I'm not. I don't know. I don't really. I will suck at that anyways. It's gonna take me all night just finding that goddamn Head and Shoulders. OXT USD. Let's take a look at OXT USD on Kraken. Yeah, higher time frame. Higher time frame. This would be the trade. I would go long if I see this. But right now, not looking beautiful. That would be the trade on OXT versus USD. This looks pretty bearish, but it could be, I mean, sure, we could see, for some weird reason, everything is inside the long RLC. But I don't know. Yeah, I would trade this based on the daily. The shot is too unclear to be. I would not want to go long on this right now. You know what? Let's take a look at that Head and Shoulders anyway, if I can. So the target for that Head and Shoulders would be 30K, right? 30K, 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 30K. Like where is the Head and Shoulders? Is it on the 4-hour? I don't. This is the Head and Shoulders, right? What the hell? That's nothing. This is weird. All right, so this is the Head and Shoulders, right? Where do we have that on the Bitcoin chart? Is it? I mean, is it this? Would that be the Head and Shoulders? Like that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. It's too messy. Like that's like trying to fit the pattern on the shot. It needs to be clear. Like if you're looking at patterns, if you're trading patterns, you should be extremely clear. All right, so on the 4-hour, could you guys like pull up TradingView, draw a Head and Shoulders on your chart and send me the screenshot of that? It's just gonna be so much simpler. Please help me out here. All right, so let's go. What do you think about goddamn Head and Shoulders again? No. 3CAN Ethereum, yes. Dot, yeah, let's take a look at Dot. Oh, wow. I like that. I think we had some type of trade on DOT actually. I was looking at a trade on DOT on today's stream, but I can't remember. I cannot remember what we talked about, or even what shot layout that was on. But yeah, I'm seeing something quite obvious here on DOT. So on the 4 hour, we obviously have a very nice. Let's see. I mean, that is a great level. All right, that is a beautiful level. So I mean, if we form around the bottom here on the 4 hour, yeah, that's a beautiful level right there. However, I don't know, like looking at the 1 hour, yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's too late. Like, it's too late. If I saw this, 10 hours ago, it would be a bit easier for me to try to plan something here. But it's too late at night to be able to plan what I would do for this. I would like to see a nice round the bottom in the 4 hour, right? I'd like to see the stochastics RSI on the 4 hour come down and form a stochastics RSI bull cross below 20 or at least below 30, and that's not going to happen until like tomorrow morning. So let's see if I wake up tomorrow morning and we have that. Yeah, I'll go long, most likely. All right, start. That's start. Could you Chainlink? Let's take a look at Chainlink. Link USDT. Link. Right. All right, so we don't have a bull cross below 20 yet. So there's still like this. I mean, the RLC here is really in a very interesting area. Like I have a hard time trading Link, honestly, because I feel like it's not that clear. But I mean, we have the daily 50. We have the daily 50 EMA right here, confident with the 618. So that's obviously a very interesting area. So I have like you can see here, I have my alerts right here. So I'm gonna up that a little bit. So my plan for Link here is I'm not going to care about Link until we get above this level or below that level. I will most likely go long on around the bottom inside this area while the daily stochastics turns bullish. All right, so my daily or my market scanning routine is quite time consuming but very effective. By the way, guys, the market scanner in the Birb Nest that we have, the market scanner, in scenarios like these, it's beautifully effective, because what you do is you look at what coins are, showing something different, basically. So if everything's just red, but then you have like 4 or 5 coins that are green, those are the ones you should be focused on going long, right? So definitely remember to, from time to time, to actually go in and check out the market scanner in our Discord server, because it's really a very powerful tool. So my actual market scanning routine is I check the market scanner first. Can see if I see some coins that are experiencing or showing a change in behavior according to the other pairs. And we have some interesting developments right here looking at the market scanner. We have Sol versus BTC is quite bullish. We got BLZ versus BTC, it's quite bullish. We got OSTCTSI. There's just a bunch of interesting coins right here, and I wish I could show you that, but I don't have the setting in. Bitcoin dropping. Yeah, it's going lower. Over. It's over. Yeah, exactly. The market scanner is for the Nest Club membership. What I do for the market scan, my regular market scan, is I have lists with all the Binance, all the alts versus BTC pairs on Binance, and all the alts versus USDT pairs on Binance. So what I do is I go to this list, and I have everything right here. And I am going to go through every single one of these manually at least once every week. So what you do is you begin at the daily, and you press your space key, and you're going to say that, all right, so I'm not interested in this. And what you could do, this is also a quite effective way of doing it, but this is going to require a lot of time. This is very time consuming. It's very, very effective, but it's time consuming, and it's going to require a lot of patient focus and discipline to actually make this work. So on 1-inch USDT, what levels would I want to be interested in trading this one? Well, I would probably be interested at that level and that level. So that's my alerts. I go to the next one. 8 USDT looks, well, it's dumping now. So we got my alerts right here. And I go to the next one. I don't know what this is. Next one, ADA. Fuck's going on here? Yeah, this one is just on my green list. I don't really have any levels of interest, but that's just on my green list. I like the market structure. Ion USDT, I'll remove that from my green list. I don't really like that, but I'll be interested in this one if we hit that level below that one, or maybe, you know, about these wicks right here. And I do this, you know, on every pair, at least once every week, to get a feeling of the market and what to expect. It's gonna take, I think I've narrowed it down to, like, it takes somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes. Obviously, it's gonna be faster when I do it without doing it live, because it's gonna be like, you know, I can just move them to a list of interest. So I don't like that one. Next, I don't like that one. Anchor, I don't like that one. Like, I'm just gonna go through the list one by one quickly, and just add one to the list that I like. Atom I liked. That one looks interesting. You know, so I'll just keep doing this over and over again, and I'm just gonna add them to the green list whenever I see something you know, remotely interesting. And at the end of the scan, I will have a big list of coins. And I'm gonna go and do a second scan of that list, and I'm gonna, you know, remove the ones that, I'm gonna keep the ones that are the best looking in that list, basically. And what I'm looking at here on the daily is I'm looking for coins that are in an uptrend and retesting a interesting area, and I preferably want the coins to be at least above the daily 50, right? So let me show you an example of something interesting. This one definitely looks, you know, quite strong still, so I'm adding that one. I'm looking for bullish price action. I'm looking for charts that tell me that this is good. Coty, look at that, beautiful. Adding that one. I want to see an uptrend. I want to see something that tells me that there's some strength here. Dash. I will also screenshot this watch list and post it in my private channel in the Discord, and I will also export a text file and upload that one into my channel. So you're going to take that one and import it into your own trading view. So you can go through the list that I think looks best right now and look for a setup on them if you want. So let's see, what do we have here? I mean, it's a long list, but you learn to do this quickly, right? Dodge, yeah, I mean, I have to add that one. Dot, all right, that's weird. D-rep, like this one is obviously not interesting. Major downtrend. I want to see strength. I want to buy strength, right? EGLD, yeah, because of the fact that, you know, it's an interesting area. Let's add that one. If it's testing a major support area, I might add it as well. Right, so as you can see, we have quite a few pairs left. I'm not going to have the time to go through everything, but what I have right now is these, right? So I am going to... no, I don't hold, like... I don't really hold much long-term, like... I don't know if you've been following me for a while, but I started scaling out of Bitcoin when we lost the daily 50 EMA right here. And when we lost the daily 50 EMA once again, I, started scaling out more. So what I did actually, like on the daily here, we lost the 50 here, so we had a daily open and close below here. So I sold a big portion of my Bitcoin holdings. I bought some back when we had that daily close above right here, but then we started to see that choppiness up here, and I did not really like this price action, so I started averaging out because of the fact that we have a lower low and now a lower high, and this will most likely transform into a bearish market structure on the daily, which is not a good thing. So I don't want to hold Bitcoin at these areas. So no, I don't hold long-term breaks in scenarios like this. I hold my long-term positions when the shot looks like this, not when the shot looks like this, right? And I'm predominantly a short-term trader, so I'm a day trader, and I very much like to focus on the short time frames because that's where I make my money, and I really do suck at the fundamental analysis and the macro views and all that. So holding something long term is just not for me. So most of my money is in my day trading account, and it's slowly but surely, increasing in value. Let's see if we can take another short request quick. Luna. All right, Luna. Yeah, it's just in a major range. Like, we need to break out of this range. It's just in a major range right here. So I got one alert up here, and I'm adding a new one in that area right there. So I don't like this. We need to see some clear structure. I'm a trend trader, so I'm not a range trader. So because of that fact, I need to see a clear trend emerging, and it doesn't really look like it right now. All right. What else? GRTUSD. In a downtrend, need to reclaim 1.6 before I get interested in buying this. 1.6 is interesting. All right, so I think let's do... Oh, sorry, I had to write something in Nest Club. Like, there's some dude saying something about, Birb being silent. And, I mean, god damn it, it's Saturday. It's, like, at night. What, like, Birb is, like, Crypto Birb is probably one of the hottest working man in crypto. Like, you wouldn't believe the stuff that goes on behind the scene in the Birb Nest. It's mind-blowing, the sleep schedule that guy has. Whenever I'm awake, he's there and working behind the scenes. If he's not posting out updates for you guys on Twitter and in the Nest Club, he's constantly behind the scenes working with new partners and working on new systems and trying to develop new stuff. So it's really a fantastic inspiration. Just being around that guy is is very motivating. Luna looks like shit. No, it's not. It's in range. All right, guys. So I got to end this. It's not me. Yeah. Will Bitcoin hold 50, 40, 40? Holy shit! We're dying. Like, it's over. Fuck me. Look at this. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. We're hitting the long RLC. Like, I really do think at this point we are for the same. No, not at this point. I don't think, like, so I don't know if, like, I don't know if Bitcoin is going to hold for 47K, but because it's support, so I can't really tell you if it's going to hold this area, but it looks like it should hold, right? It looks like it should hold. It looks like this level should hold as support because it's just such a strong level. But like the way the way I think in trading is like, I try to think in terms of if this then that, right? So if this level holds as support, I want to go long to the next resistance above. If this support breaks, I want to go long on the next support below. So it's all about taking it one level at a time. It's not like you see some people, they're like, well, I think Bitcoin is going to, I don't know, maybe 80K. Well, sure, that's a great analysis, but there's a couple of levels in the way before we hit 80K, right? So in my opinion, it's better to just judge price action by how it's actually reacting to the levels closest to price. Obviously, if you're a long-term trader, you might be looking at the daily and the weekly, and you're not really going to care about the 4-hour levels. Exactly. Crypto trading in general is a lot like programming, right? And that's why also I think, and I know a lot of my private students actually have a coding background, and they're actually great traders because they can think in terms of probabilities and in terms of if this then that, and of course having the coding and programming background, they have a much easier way to work with Pine script, for example, in TradingView to be able to actually build their own trading tools. So I really wish I had more programming skills. I mean, we have Aperture in the Nest team who builds indicators to help him, increase the profitability on his trading, which is just fantastic. And of course, we have extremely talented people, not Birb Nest members or Nest team members, but still, partners. We got SignalFi, coded the wonderful Birb Nest, the Bubicator Pro indicator, which is just terrific. So yeah, if you're a programmer, you should really check out PineScript and TradingView. There's some really cool stuff you can do to really, you can automate your system. That's the future. All right, so I think I really have to end this now. So guys, I would like to thank you all. This will be my last webinar for this 200K Congress, and it's been fantastic. It's been really, really fun doing this. I'm not using the Burbicator in this analysis right here. I mostly use the Burbicator when scalping and when looking at the lower time frames. So when doing the market scan, I just look at horizontal levels. But the Burbicator, when I use the Burbicator, is when I use the Burbicator is when I'm actually looking at entry triggers, right? I'm going to look for, use that. All right, guys, I hope I'm going to see you guys after the 200K Congress, because remember, like, this is not a one-time thing we're doing. We're doing this every day in and out. So definitely, if you like the stuff, consider becoming a member, because you're going to see me and the rest of the team on a daily basis, and whatever market conditions we are in a bear market or in a bull market, we have team members scanning the markets 24/7, looking for setups for you guys. Even in the bear market, we're obviously going to start posting short setups, so there's never going to be even some people think that when crypto enters a bear market, there's no money to be made, but we are traders, right? So we make money whatever the market is doing. As long as there's a volatility to the upside or the downside, we're still going to be making money. I don't really care if Bitcoin goes to 0 or 1 million. I'm still going to be making money on the way to 1 million or on the way to 0. All right, guys, thanks for this, and see you guys in the Nest Club. Take care, everyone.